The morning after the attack, sunlight spilled through the curtains. Jungkook opened his eyes slowly, expecting silence. But instead, he heard voices. Raised voices. He sat up, heart thudding, as the realization hit him. No, please no. He rushed out of the bedroom and stopped cold. In the middle of his living room stood his fiancée. Min-hyuk, jaw clenched, fists tight, and Taehyung, standing tall, calm, threateningly still. Who the hell is he to stay with you? Jungkook. Min-hyuk's voice shook with betrayal. Jungkook froze. He was still in his oversized shirt. Barefoot. Taehyung had stayed the night. There was no excuse that wouldn't sound damning. It's not what you think, Jungkook said quickly, stepping between them. Then what is it? Min-hyuk snapped. You said he was your past. You said he left. Then why is he sleeping in your house? Protecting you? And why the hell does he look like he still owns your heart? Taehyung didn't even blink. His gaze locked on Min-hyuk. Because I do, the words hit like thunder. Min-hyuk looked stunned. Jungkook turned sharply. Taehyung, don't, but Taehyung stepped forward, voice calm but heavy. I didn't come back to play games. I came back to take what was mine. And that includes him. Min-hyuk lunged at him, but Jungkook shoved them apart. Stop! Jungkook shouted. This isn't some sick competition. His hands trembled as he looked between them. Min-hyuk, I didn't plan for this. He saved my life last night. There are people after me, dangerous people. He's trying to protect me. Min-hyuk looked at him, hurt. You told me you loved me, Jungkook. Jungkook's voice cracked. I do, or I thought I did, but what do I do when the person I cried for every night suddenly comes back and risks everything just to keep me alive? What do I do when the only person who ever broke me is also the only one who ever made me feel whole? Min-hyuk's expression shattered. So it's him, isn't it? It was always him. Jungkook didn't answer. But the silence was loud enough. Later, after Min-hyuk stormed out, Jungkook sat alone in the kitchen, face buried in his hands. Taehyung walked in, gently placing a glass of water in front of him. I didn't want to cause more pain, Taehyung said quietly. Jungkook looked up, eyes glassy. Then why does it still hurt so much? Why do I still want you, even when I know loving you might destroy me again? Taehyung knelt in front of him, brushing his thumb under Jungkook's eye. Because I never stopped loving you, and this time, I won't run. But outside, parked across the street, a car engine ran quietly. Inside it, a man in a black suit held a photo of Jungkook and made a call. Target located. We move at midnight. Taehyung had only left for 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes to meet his trusted informant a few blocks away. He left Jungkook in the locked apartment with 2 security guards. Don't open the door, he had said, brushing Jungkook's hair back before leaving. Not for anyone but me, Jungkook had nodded, smiling faintly. I'm not stupid, Tae. But when Taehyung returned, the front door was wide open. His heart stopped. Jungkook, he called. Silence. He walked in, quick, cautious, gun drawn. One guard was unconscious near the stairs. The second was nowhere to be found. No. 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 Taehyung tore through the apartment. Jungkook. The bedroom, empty. The bathroom, empty. The window, open. And on the kitchen counter, a single white envelope, with blood smeared on the corner. Taehyung's hands shook as he ripped it open. Inside was a photo of Jungkook, bound, blindfolded, blood dripping from his lip. On the back, a message written in bold red ink. We told you to leave him out of this. Now we'll see how far you're willing to go for your precious weakness. Taehyung stood frozen for a second. Then, he lost it. The roar that left his throat was more animal than human. He slammed his fist into the wall, cracking the plaster, chest heaving. I should have never left him alone, he growled. I knew they were watching. Seconds later, he was already on the phone. Find him. I want every satellite, every street camera. If anyone saw a van or anything suspicious near the building, track it, and tell Park Jimin to prep the team. We are going in tonight. Meanwhile, Jungkook was tied to a chair in a cold, dark warehouse. His head throbbed. His lips were split. His wrists burned where the rope dug into his skin. But he didn't cry. Because he knew Taehyung would come. Even after all these years, one thing never changed. If he said he would protect me, he would burn the world to keep that promise. But the door opened, and the man who walked in made his blood run cold. He wore a suit. Sleek, calm, powerful. And Jungkook knew that face. You, Jungkook whispered in horror. Did you really think Taehyung could leave the mafia and still keep you safe? The man sneered. You're his only weakness, Jungkook. And now you belong to me. Back at the base, Taehyung suited up, fully armed, dressed in black. His jaw was set. His eyes, dead calm. Jimin came up beside him. You sure about this, Tae? They want to provoke you. It's a trap. Good, Taehyung replied, loading his. Let them see what a man becomes when someone touches what's his. The clock struck 2 or 3 a.m. The warehouse was silent. Too silent. Inside, Jungkook sat tied to the chair, wrists raw and eyes swollen. He'd been beaten, starved of light, and threatened for hours. But he hadn't said a word. Not about Taehyung. Not about anything. He just whispered to himself like a prayer. He'll come, he promised. Taehyung never breaks his promises. Suddenly, boom. The metal door exploded off its hinges with a thunderous blast. A flash grenade followed, flooding the room with blinding white light. Screams. Gunfire. Chaos. Jungkook squeezed his eyes shut, until a familiar voice roared over the noise. Get your hands off him. And then he saw him. Kim Taehyung. Face cold. Black tactical gear in hand. Covered in blood. But none of it was his. He was a demon. A storm. A man possessed. He came for me. The guards didn't stand a chance. Taehyung shot through the last one, dropped his weapon, and ran to Jungkook, falling to his knees. Cool, his voice cracked. Look at me. Baby, look at me. Jungkook blinked up at him, shaking. You came. Of course I did, Taehyung breathed, already cutting the ropes. No one takes you from me any lives. He cradled Jungkook's face, blood on his gloves smearing Jungkook's cheeks. You're okay now. You're safe, but Jungkook trembled, barely holding back a sob. They said you'd never find me in time. They said you were too late. Taehyung looked into his eyes, raw with emotion. They were wrong, and then he did it. He leaned in, and kissed him. Fierce. Desperate. A kiss that screamed, I'm here, I'm sorry, I love you. Outside, Jimin and the team cleared the perimeter. Taehyung carried Jungkook in his arms, gently but protectively. Jungkook clung to him, arms wrapped around Taehyung's neck like he never wanted to let go again. I thought you hated me, Jungkook whispered. I thought you left because I wasn't enough. Taehyung stopped, held him tighter. No, I left because I wasn't enough, but I came back because I'm ready to fight for you. Until my last breath. But as they reached the car, a phone buzzed in Taehyung's pocket. Unknown number. He answered, jaw tense. This isn't over, a deep voice growled. You think you've won? Taehyung's eyes turned cold. You touched what's mine, now I'm coming for all of you, and he hung up.